What's up? This is a different kind of video. I'm still kind of licking my wounds from the bail I took earlier on in the week, and it's like 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside, so way too hot to skate. But this is a video I've been wanting to do for a minute now, and seeing as I've been over here for a while, I've gotten to skate a lot of these parks. I'm going to do a breakdown Los Angeles skate parks tier list. I got like almost 24 parks to go through here. It was kind of hard to divvy them up, but honestly, I picked the parks that I have skated because there's no point in me putting on a park that I've never skated. Like, how am I supposed to give you an honest review / opinion of somewhere that I haven't skated? So bear in mind, there is so much more parks than this just in LA, and I'm talking Los Angeles County. There were a few parks I had to cut out because they were right on the cusp of like LA and Orange County, but depending on how this video goes and if you guys want to see, I'll do one on Orange County as well. I'm just going to get straight into the video here. I come across this website and it is called Go Skate, and it has a bunch of parks listed. So I'm going to start with the first one here, and it's Sereno Skate Plaza. I've skated Sereno a handful of times. It's always fun. The majority of the park is like plaza style. There is a little bit of transition in the back corner there, and then there's like a big bank at the back of the park there. This park is cool. I feel like this is one of those Los Angeles skate parks that you go there and there's like dudes throwing down. There's definitely like a vibe to this park, if that makes sense. And sometimes the vibe of the park itself is a little bit better than the park, if that makes sense at all. Like, I'm trying to say, if you go skate here, the vibe is so high, everyone's like throwing tricks down over the China Gap. So people are like shredding here, and it just makes everything kind of feel more vibey for skateboarding, I guess. But yeah, Sereno Skate Plaza, really cool park. I will say a lot of this stuff is quite tall to jump on, and I'm talking about the rails, like the out rails off the curb here. They're kind of tall. It doesn't have a flat bar here, which sucks, but it is what it is. And it has a very massive manual pad in the middle of the park there. So I would probably rate this one, Sereno Skate Plaza. Where is it? Where have I put it? Sereno. Lost it. There it is. I'm probably going to rate Sereno Skate Plaza as like a C tier. I can move these around later too, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm going to place it as C tier just because there is no flat bar, minimal transition, and the flat bars that are there are kind of tall to hop on. But they do have marble edges, and like I said, it's always a vibe. Fun fact, the guy from Danzig, the guy from Misfits, had an apartment over here near Sereno, and he would complain about the noise of skateboarding, which is funny because if you're in like a punk rock band and like an alt goth band, metal adjacent, you would think you'd be used to like loud noises, but apparently Danzig is not a fan of skateboarding noises. I have snowboarding on my mind for some reason. So that's Sereno, and these are parks that like a lot of people tell me like, hey, what's the good parks to hit in LA? I'm coming over to visit. This is a perfect video for you guys to watch if you want to see what parks to hit in LA. So let's jump into the next park here. The next park here is West LA Courthouse. Look at that. I didn't even mean to line these up, but West LA Courthouse is one of those spots / parks. I would call it a park / plaza since you're allowed to skate there. I can't remember who put a bunch of money into it. I think it was Nike or DC, or I don't know. Somebody's going to know who put money into this to be able to skate it. Probably Nike. But it's literally a stone's throw from Sereno. So what we usually do is we'll skate at Sereno and then we'll go skate at West LA Courthouse here. But this is definitely more of a street style plaza, and it still has that gritty kind of street feeling, but it is very much so a skate plaza. Like, this isn't just a spot. It's kind of not really a park. It's more like a plaza, but this is a very infamous spot. You have the stage here. That thing is tall. I could only ollie up it. I mean, if I tried really hard, I'm sure I could ollie up it. I should be able to ollie up it. I'm 6 foot, almost 6'2", so you would think I'd be able to ollie onto a stage like this, but it is still quite tall. They've actually added on some more features. There's like flat bars and some transition that have been added on, and there's always random pieces of like junk and furniture. Like the last couple of times we were there, someone like left a TV and a door. We made a kicker out of the door. So I'm going to rate West LA Courthouse here, if I can find it. These photos are so small at the bottom. Here it is. I'm going to rate it I'm going to rate it right next to Stoner. So they're both going to be C category parks. In my opinion, I grew up skating more street style parks. I can't really skate transition that well, so bear that in mind when I'm doing this tier list. And this is purely for educational / entertainment purposes. You don't have to take this whole list and run with it. The next park we have here is Ambassador Skate Plaza. I've only skated over here one time and it was fun. There's some quirky obstacles to muck around on, and you have the stage in the center with some shootout ledges. I think there was a flat bar, but it was like square. It was something like that. But when we rolled up to skate this park, it was dead. There was nobody there. And I feel like it's quite an older park. There's no information on when this park was built, but it is over in Wilmington, California. So Ambassador Skate Plaza, fun little spot. This is one of those spots where it's like the session is winding down. Maybe you guys go get food and you're like, let's go skate something. Oh, this park looks fun. Let's head over here. It's like one of those little neighborhood LA parks that are like never really that busy. Sometimes you find fun things to do there, and it still has that kind of gritty kind of feeling, like the ground isn't that greatest, so it's a little like messed up, there's cracks and Bondo, whatever, which is cool. I like kind of skating character style-ish parks. I don't know if I just made up a new word, but let's put Ambassador. I'm going to put it in D, just because there isn't many options. It's kind of like a little fun, little playful throwaway park, if that makes sense. And I don't mean to sound entitled at all, but the truth is I've been living over here for like almost 5 years now. I've skated LA so much, and a lot of these parks, I am very grateful to be here because they are within driving distance. So you can go and skate them, a lot of options. And generally, Los Angeles is very skateboard friendly, obviously, because it is the mecca of skateboarding worldwide. We have one of my favorites. This is one of my favorite skate parks, Harbor City Skate Park. I'm pretty sure Spawn Ranch made this park. It doesn't say when. But this has always been a fun park because it has a good foundation of transition. It has a bowl and it has street style plaza features. This is always a fun park because my favorite section, obviously, is towards the back here. You have the flat bar, the manual pad, the ledge, the bump to bar, and the little quarter pipe here. It's always fun to just roll around. This is a really good warm-up skate spot, park, I should say. Meet there in the morning with your mates, get a little quick 1 hour, 2 hour session in, and then move on to the streets or wherever you're gonna go. But Harbor City is definitely one of my favorite parks. A lot of the locals are super chill. This is where I met Day One and Chris Haslam. So Harbor City is definitely one of those friendly, vibey kind of parks. You can roll up, have a good time. And it does get busy, like on the weekends and towards the afternoons, it can get busy. I'm pretty sure it has lights. I'm not too sure when the lights go out, but you can skate here into the evening, which is nice, especially in the summertime out here. Harbor City Skate Park. Let's put that, I have to find it again. These thumbnails are so small, I've made them tiny. Is this Harbor City? No, this is it here. I'm going to put Harbor City in the B category, just because, like I said, it has transition, it has street features, things are kind of playful and mellow, and they have the bigger hubbers and the bigger down rail and stuff. There's a Euro gap. It's a fun park. So that's going to go in the B section. The next park we are looking at here is Normandale. Funny enough, Normandale is like around the corner from Harbor City. And I'm not too sure if Spawn Ranch had built it or they just did the plans or whoever did the plans, but it is a yellow skate park. And you know that these yellow skate parks in Los Angeles are infamous. So I don't know what happened with this park, but whoever built it kind of got the specs off. You can kind of see here in this photo, the flat bar here, the supporting struts are like poking out the side. So if you're not careful, you can kind of catch your truck on that, which is no fun. But it is a fun park. There's a few quirky different features. Some of the features that I do enjoy is the lifted curbs / spine here, which is fun. But this isn't a bad park. It's got ledges, it's got rails, some transition, kind of similar to Harbor City, but purely because it's kind of built funky, like some of the features are kind of weird. I'm going to put Normandy in the C section here, just because I feel like whoever built that park was tripping a little bit because the specs are way off, like the clearances are just weird. But that's not to complain by any means, really. Another yellow skate park here, Chevy Chase Skate Park, which is located in Los Angeles, obviously, but I'm not too sure whereabouts in LA it's located. I think it's kind of north-ish LA, but this is a fun park. Transition, street features, obviously. It has a really nice flat bar. The manual pad / ledge has 2 hubbers coming down the sides, which are very mellow. It has a down rail. It has a really cool double set of stairs. I think it's like a 3-flat-3. It's a fun park. The rails are fun to jump onto. The only issue I have with this park is that it is so insanely slippery. Like, I don't know how old the park is. It's got to be at least like 3, 4, 5 years old by this point. It is so slippery. It's like such a shame that it's so slippery. I don't know why. Pretty sure it's a spawn park. I have no idea what they clear coated it with. Usually, I don't think this park gets tagged up, because usually when parks get tagged up, the city comes through with a pressure washer and chemicals, and they wash it off, and the chemicals kind of make the ground not as slippery. I don't think this is the case here, but purely because it's slippery, I'm going to put Chevy Chase. Where is it? Is that Chevy? No, that's Echo. Chevy. I'm lost. Oh, here it is. I'm going to put Chevy Chase in the, let's say C for now, just because it's slippery. I would have put it in B, but the ground there is ridiculously slippery. So it's going in the C section right now. Next park, we're looking at Hazard Skate Plaza, aka Diamond Skate Plaza. And I say that because obviously look at the features here. There's a diamond here, and this fun box is in the shape of a diamond. So I'm pretty sure Nicky Diamonds put some money into the city to have this built, which is really, really cool. I've had a few fun sessions with the crew, with the power crew and Dan and the boys at this park. It's fun. The bump to rail is fun. I didn't really hit the hubbers off the steps. The banks are cool. I didn't really mess with the transition section. I really like the manual pad with the rail. I like how the rail kind of comes up on the manual pad. I thought that was really cool. And there's a bunch of street spots like literally in this area of LA. So Hazard Skate Plaza here. I would give this a, where is it? We're going to put Hazard at a, let's say D, because as fun of a park as it is, it kind of gets a little boring after a while. Like you've seen in the photo, there was like only a few certain things there. Like it has all the fundamentals, don't get me wrong, but that's about it. It doesn't have anything really special. So I'm going to rank it as a D-class skate park here in Los Angeles, California. And then moving on to, there's like almost 2 dozen parks here. So I'm trying to do my best to kind of give you guys a good, well-rounded, educated, direct, quick, swift response. The next park here, wouldn't you know, it's another yellow Los Angeles skate park. It's called La Pintoresca Skate Park. I call it Pasadena. I've only been here a couple times, but I call this Pasadena. Some fun features. I really like the ride-on slappy curb at the bottom. It has a flat bar by itself, which is always a plus. It has a bump to a ball, which is cool. I like that. And then it has some manual pads, some ledges, stairs, of course, with a down rail, 2 hubbers, and then a kind of wall ride section at the back off the bank. So this is another fun park. These yellow Los Angeles skate parks are renowned throughout the nation. I seen on Instagram some new park that looked like it was in California, and it was somewhere in the Midwest, and someone put in the comments like, stop the Californization of skate parks in America. So I guess it's kind of like a meme that Los Angeles skate parks are kind of mellow like this. But yeah, really fun park. Like I said, really digged the ride-on steel curb. Thought that was funky. The only thing I don't like about these spawn parks is that the ledges have a gap underneath, like right here. And I always get in my head that some reason I'm going to fall off my board and one of my legs is going to go horizontally underneath the ledge, which is weird. It would never happen in 1,000 years. Or maybe it would. Maybe it will happen now since I've said it. But I've always had that fear of falling into that little space between the ledge and the ground. It always gets in my head when I'm skating. But La Pintoresca Skate Park, Pasadena, California. Where is it? Is that it right here? Is that it? No, that's not it. Here it is. I'm going to put this as a, this is tough. I'm going to put it as B, honestly, because it has nice flow back and forward. It has the bump to ball, which I really like. Harbor City has a bump to ball too. So I'm going to put it as a B. It has a flat bar of its own, and it has ledges of its own and manual pads. So whenever you go to a park and there's like a flat bar a ledge, a manual pad, I'm set. Like, I'm super stoked on that. I feel like more parks need to kind of adapt that foundation of just having the things naturally by themselves without trying to make them too crazy. But let's move on to the next park. That was Pasadena. The next park here is in Long Beach. It is a smaller, older park. It is called Orizaba Park Skate Park. So it's only a small park. There is a kind of funky feature in the middle where one side is a bricked bank. It has the texture of a brick too. And then on the other side is kind of transition. And they've ran this coping around the park, and it's that kind of, it's not steel. It's like a weird kind of, I don't want to say it's aluminium, but it's like a softer grade metal they used as the coping. So sometimes you have to really wax it up to get it going. There's another park in this video that I'm going to talk about which has the same issue, sorry. But this park was fun. I liked the gap between the manual pads. I thought this is really cool. The bank is cool, the semicircle bank. My only gripe is that the flat bar is square, and I really like round flat bars because I feel like for grinds you lock into them better, but everybody's different when it comes to flat bars. Some people prefer square. I don't anymore. I used to back in Australia, but after coming to the States and learning about pinching grinds and stuff, I feel like circle is so much more safer. Small park, as you can see, there's a hip section that flows around, a ledge on top of the bank here. And it's one of those, like I said, it's one of those Los Angeles neighborhood skate parks that you just go for an afternoon cruise out with your friends for a couple of hours. And because it's so small and playful, it kind of gets you thinking and gets the gears turning. And sometimes you end up walking away with cool tricks and clips from these parks because there's a lot to kind of think about at these parks, as opposed to somewhere where everything is kind of set out for you. So Orizaba Park Skate Park. Let's put that, if I can find the damn thing again. Where is it? Here it is. I'm going to put that in the D section along with Ambassador and Diamond Skate Park. So it's going to be in the D section just because it is a smaller park. And with these smaller LA parks, as soon as there's like 4 people skating, it's pretty much busy. Like, it's hard to skate because once it gets past 4 people, 4, 5, 6 people, it's crowded. Moving on to the next Los Angeles skate park here, which is going to be McBride Skate Plaza in Long Beach, California. I've only skated over here one time, and it had some interesting features. Like, for instance, this slanted China bank here over the rocks was cool. I like the fact that they included LBC into the bank here. Obviously Long Beach City, that's why they've got that there going on. And I think there was like was there a Euro gap here or something? I swear there was a Euro gap or something at this park. This is an older park too. Yeah, there's a Euro. It goes through the center of the park here, as you guys can see. There's like a flat bar that goes into like a ditch drain section. It goes down like this and back up. And I'm pretty sure it's a Euro. And they've got rocks in the middle here. It is an older park, so it was a little bit crusty. Like, it does need a little bit of love. Be sure to pack a broom and some fresh golf wax if you want to go skate here. But basically, I would rank this park, where is it? McBride. I'm going to put McBride in the D section next to Orizaba, just because there is no flat bar that is round. It's like a square flat bar, from what I can remember. But there is a down rail. I don't know how big the steps are. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a nice 6 there with the rail going down. Moving on to Manhattan Beach Skate Park. This was a fun park. I believe they call it Marines Skate Park because it's like on Marine Avenue. And there's like some weird industrial factories there where they build weapons or tanks or something, I've been told. Everything's super mellow. As you can see, it has a transition section that you can pump around. And then it has a flat bar, it has ledges, it has transition, mini down rail off the 4-stair. I believe it's a square rail too, a couple of hubbers, and then the little quarter pipe at the back here with some curbs at the bottom. These ledges are like the right height for me to be able to back Smith, which I really liked. I enjoyed that. But here they are right here. As you can see, the ledges are quite small and they're different sizes, so you can kind of work your way up. Flat bar is on the taller side. I'm pretty sure it's taller at one end compared to the other. I'm going to put Manhattan Beach Skate Park in the C section. It's pretty well rounded in my opinion. It has everything you need. It's not super slippery. and it's kind of in its own pocket back there. And it's not like in a sketchy bad area. Some of these parks are kind of in sketchy kind of areas, so there's always characters lurking about, which what you expect. It is Los Angeles. This park is like in a nicer area. It's kind of tucked away, so it's usually just like the skate park people, and then that's it. Moving on here to one of my favorite Los Angeles County skate park, Amelia Mayberry, aka South Whittier, I believe. It's in Whittier, California. When I was living over at Anaheim, this park was like a cruisy 15-20 minutes up the 5. I was there. This is somewhat of a newer park. I'm not too sure how new it is, but it's a fun park. It has everything you need plus more. It has the nipple in the middle, transition at 3 of the 4 corners of this park, plus a big bowl at the back. So you have manual pads, ledges, banks, hips, quarter pipes, a flat bar, of course, and then the big bowl section at the back, along with a down rail off. I think it's like a 5 or a 6 stair down rail, and then a couple of hubbers. But this is a really fun park because it's never usually that crowded. And as you can see, it is quite a large park. So even if it is crowded, like say if there's like 6 to 8 people skating, there's enough space for everybody to coexist and kind of roll around. I always joked around because the name Amelia Mayberry, it just sounds like the MySpace name of a scene girl back in like 2010. Amelia Mayberry. It's like a song you would hear from first to last or something. Flat bar is at a perfect height here. It's such a playful height, this flat bar right here. So therefore, I'm going to put Amelia Mayberry, if I can find it. Where did I put it? Here it is. I'm going to put Amelia Mayberry in the B class, B tier here, basically. Yeah, as you can see, most of these parks are generally in the somewhat medium here, rating wise. There's like the lower side and then the higher side, basically. I'm gonna refine it towards the end of the video just to spread it out a bit more, but this is just a general organization of what parks I think belong in the B, C, and D tier of this tier list. Next, we have West Covina. I know that Covina just got a new park. I haven't been there yet. That's why it's not in this video. I've been to West Covina Skate Park. And for some reason, in the early 2000s in Los Angeles, they were building these big GTA style skate parks. And what I mean by that is, if you have a look at these parks, they haven't provided us with many photos, but it looks like a skate park you would see in GTA 5. Like the ledges are really high, the hubbers are high, the rails are massive and they're square, and there's just random big transition. But with that being said, there's no photos of it, but there's a back section that's really fun. There's like a flat bar over a gap, and then there's like a curved ledge, which is a good height too. So there's a few little interesting features at this park, and it is older, obviously, so there is a bit of crust. You're gonna have to bring some wax, maybe clean up some broken glass, whatever. I'm gonna place West Covina in the E section, just because like the area of skate park that is skatable, in my opinion, at least for someone with the same skating background as me, is only like a third of the space of the park. The rest of the park is this big GTA style skate park, which nobody really skates or rides. So it's going in the E section. Finally, we've got something that's a lower tier. The next park we have here is another Long Beach skate park. They have provided plans of new Silverado, but this is the new Silverado. I skated it when it was the old Silverado and the new one. Let's just say that they took the old Silverado and they kind of like made it nicer and made the ramps concrete and stuff. They took out the flat bar though, which is very disappointing. Whoever funded the project was some like NFT type of people, and they wanted the little NFT logo or something to be a part of the park, so they built those sunglasses. If you've been to New Silverado, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's like a pair of red sunnies where the flat bar used to be. I wonder what they did with that flat bar. It was a nice one. New Silverado is very fun though, because there's a quarter pipe in the back corner and it's like beer can coping. So you like 5-0 scrape it and it's like, that's the noise in my head that it makes. But it's beer can coping, if you get me. So the rest of the park is relative to how it used to be, but this isn't correct. I'm pretty sure they don't have this bang to down ledge anymore over there. They might, I just can't remember, but this is Silverado Skate Park in Long Beach. I'm gonna put it as let's put New Silverado in the B section because it is brand new, has beer can coping on one of the quarter pipes. There's a slappy right on steel curb that's really fun. It's like a nice length. And the rest of the park is relative to what it used to be. And I really enjoyed old Silverado, so I'm going to put it in the B tier here. Here we go, guys. This is the next park that was on the list. And it is probably the most like LA, woo, Los Angeles, bro, like park in Los Angeles, Venice Beach Skate Park. People, the locals know that Venice Beach Skate Park is mostly for like entertaining tourists. Like I can't rip transition. There's dudes that do rip transition and I'm sure it's a blast for them. But I feel like most of the appeal to this park is that it's in a tourist hotspot and people like hanging out watching, and there's just like people watching skaters basically. But as you can see from this photo, it's mostly transition. It's probably like 2/3 transition, which is cool if you rip transition. I can't. The street section is very minimal. I mean, it's kind of, they've kind of tried to fit a bunch of stuff into a little section. And what sucks is that it all flows down to this section right here. Everybody ends up flowing down to this section here. So you can imagine people are fucking running into each other left, right, and center. The ground here that people like skate this drop, it's like a 3 block here. The ground is so messed up from everybody landing on it. Not to mention, it's obviously at the beach, the sand blows into the park and it kind of gets that gritty kind of feeling on your wheels, and whenever you hit coping there, it's kind of sticky and gritty. I mean, I wouldn't go out of my way to go skate here. I've only skated here like 2 times. The most of the times I've been here is when I've been with friends and I've been the tour guide for the day and we go to Venice to like hang out and watch people skate. But with it being Venice, there's some like creatures about, characters I should say, respectfully. It's kind of one of those parks that are like a tourist trap, if you will. So I'm basically going to put Venice where you think I'm going to put it. It's going to go in the F section. By all means, if you come to LA, go and check it out. Go take a look at Venice. But in my opinion, it's going to be packed. People are going to be skating around. It's going to be so hard to get a line in. You're going to feel like you're taking up space. And it's going to feel the flow is very unnatural, let's put it that way. It's a fun park to check out. Like, check it out. It's in GTA 5. Go and check out Venice Skate Park if you come here for a trip. Next park we have here is, woo! It is the creme of Los Angeles skate parks. I don't know why I feel this way about El Sereno, but it holds some type of nostalgic place in my heart. I don't know why. But I love El Sereno. This park, I can't explain it. Like, there's just something about that part of LA. Like, there's a hill nearby you can drive up and park on or walk up, and you can see DTLA, you can see the skyline of downtown LA. But El Sereno is just one of those parks where you go there and you never know who you're going to see. Like, I met Manny Santiago here. I've met other skaters here. This is one of my personal favorites. It has everything. It has the transition that you need. It has the down rails, the hubbers, a flat bar. I like the spine section in the middle with the steel raised curb. But El Sereno, it's just always been one of those parks that like, it's one of those vibey parks, let's put it that way. So it's one of those parks in Los Angeles that I wouldn't say this is mid. I would say this is like mid-tier, kind of high tier. But because of the vibe there, it's such a fun park. And usually if you go smack bang in the middle of the day, it's empty. So you'll be able to get a good 3-4 hour session in before all the kids get off school. But it has lights. I wouldn't recommend coming like after work because it's packed. I tried to go one time at like 6:30 and everybody and their dog was there from LA, were skating. So I didn't even get a run in. I just literally got back in the car and drove back to Anaheim. El Sereno, it holds a very nostalgic place in my heart. So I'm going to place it. Where is it? I'm going to place it as a S tier skate park. Some people are going to not like that, but that's me. I love El Sereno. I've had very fond memories skating there, so purely for nostalgic. And obviously it's a well-rounded skate park too. You have the transition, you have everything you need to get better at skating here. So El Sereno, S tier, chef's kiss. If you haven't been there yet or you're coming to LA, definitely go check it out. It's just, yeah, it's just a vibe. Let's put it that way. Next park we're looking at here is an OG one. I don't know how old it is, but it's been here for a while. I'm going to say at least from the early 2010s. But it is Marsh Skate Park, aka Frogtown Skate Park. This is definitely one of those parks where it is a little bit older. A lot of like known people skate over here. And it's one of those parks that kind of has a few things, but the level of skating and the vibe is like the thing that brings people there, I guess. It has a really cool roll-on grind feature, a rainbow like that goes over the box here. Most of these all of the ramps are made out of steel, so on a hot summer's day, you do not want to fall off. You'll end up cooking like an egg on these ramps. Frogtown Skate Park. Let's put it in the D section for now. Next park we're doing here is Echo Park Skate Park. It is located in Echo Park. It's literally right off the highway. And funny enough, this used to be a pool back in the day. I've only been here a handful of times, and I will tell you, looking at photos online, it looks funner than what it is. For some reason, once you get in there, you'll start to slowly figure out that it is not all what it is cracked up to be. Like, don't get me wrong, it has the manual pads and the rails coming off the stairs here, the down rails, but the transition section in the middle is very, very tight. I can't skate transition that well, so I'm going to be biased against that. It has a cool hip at the back and people kind of wall ride the wall. I don't think there's a photo, back here. Yeah, right back here, there's a section where people wall ride into the bank. And there's a raised parking curb. So you come out of the bump, raised parking curb. It's only a small park and they fit in as much as they can. And like I said, some of these small LA parks, once there's like a dozen people skating, it's busy. I'm gonna rate Echo Park in the E section. Next park here we have is the Lafayette Skate Plaza. I almost said park, Skate Plaza. I really didn't know that Carl's Jr. put money into this park, but I just read down here that Carl's Jr. and Rob Dyrdek put some money in to get this park built. And it's like in the MacArthur neighborhood of Los Angeles, so it's like right in the kind of center there. Definitely from like the early 2000s. There's a funky rail off a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stair. I like the star, the Carl Jr. star, but it has ledges and that's pretty much it. The only bit of transition that it has is the Carl's Jr. star, but it has a little free stair rail here and the ledges are really nice. It has a hubba. This is an older park, so there's going to be cracks. It's going to be crusty. You might have to sweep up some glass, maybe some grass too, who knows. Yeah, interesting park. We can put the Carl's Jr., aka Lafayette Skate Plaza. I'm going to put it in at E. Next park here is Westchester Skate Plaza, and how can you ignore how prolific the stairs and the hubba is at this park? Like, you've seen it in countless amounts of Instagram clips, maybe even some videos on YouTube. Definitely some videos on YouTube, sorry, but this is Westchester Skate Plaza. It's right by the airport. So if you land at LAX and you want to go to a park that's super close, I would recommend checking out Westchester Skate Plaza. Jesus. My only gripe with this park is that the coping is that soft kind of, I don't know if it's aluminium, but it's a softer steel. It might be like a steel composite. In the summertime when it's really hot, you already struggle enough to put wax on because it just melts. But I'm going to put Westchester in on a, I'm going to put it in, you know what? I'm going to put it in at B. And I'm going to move Harbour City up to A. How's that sound? That way we've got all bases covered. The next park here is Bixby Skate Park in Long Beach. Long Beach has a bunch of parks. I've actually missed a couple, to be honest. Bixby Skate Park, aka Cherry. This is a park where like the pros are at in the morning, because there's a lot of pro skaters that live in Long Beach. It is a plaza-style park. There isn't any transition whatsoever. Bunch of ledges, manual pad, bump to hydrant, some rocks. There's a raised curb here too. I think Keen ramps added on this rail. It's like up and down, up and across and down, but this is a fun park. It's one of those parks where it's like you live in Long Beach maybe, or you're skating out in Long Beach and you're like, let's just go to Cherry for a bit and then go skate. You might bump into a few people. Bixby Skate Park, Long Beach, aka Cherry Skate Park. Let's put Cherry in at a C tier, just because there's no transition. Rowley Skate Plaza. Fun park, older park, one of those LA neighborhood parks. It's pretty crazy to see how many parks like this are just in Los Angeles neighborhoods, but it's an older park, like I said, but there's some fun stuff. There's some curved hubbas at the end here. Down rails, which are circle. It has this little dragon kicker thing, which is cool to air out of. A manual pad that kind of shoots out to an out ledge, and there's like a really fun, is it a 5 set or a 4 set? There's no photos of it, but down here basically there's like a 4 set with a long mellow hubba. And the manual pad is fun. I like the circle manual pad. Where are we going to put Rowley? I'm going to put Rowley in the D tier. Just because it has similar properties to the rest of the parks in the D tier category. Lincoln Park Skate Park. And this is a very new park. This park's only been up for maybe 2 years. It is fun because you have transition at either end. In the center, you have a long ledge that goes the span of the whole middle section, curbs, a ball, flat bar, and then a little down rail which you can ride on grind, which I have in the past, and then a manual pad that goes out. It gets busy quite quickly, and in the summertime you have the shade of the big apartment building right here to kind of shade you, but once the sun gets kind of past midday, it gets really sunny and hot. Lincoln Park Skate Park, Long Beach. I'm going to put that in the, let me say C. Let's put that in the C category just because it's so small. Like, yeah, it has everything you need to get warmed up or progress, but once there's like 4 people skating, it's so busy you can't get a run in. Lake Street Skate Park. So this is a park, another Spawn Ranch park, another yellow Los Angeles skate park. Has everything you need. Again, flat bar, flat ledges, manual pad, a little bit of transition in the back. A lot of YouTube skaters used to skate this park before they had made it a new park. I'm pretty sure there was an old park here before. I could be wrong, but there's a section here that's like flat ground. It has some ride-on curbs, which is really fun. Lake Street Skate Park, definitely a fun park. I'm gonna put that in the B section because it has a bunch of stuff to skate and you can go back and forth. There's a hip, there's a lot of things. Has a little elbow corner pocket here. You can like 5-0 stand up, grind around if you can do that. This is my list. I don't know if I want to refine anything. There's a bunch of parks in the absolute middle here in the C tier, and there's only a little bit of parks in the F, which is Venice, and then El Sereno gets my number 1 S tier skate park. Harbor City is my second, and then there's a bunch in the B tier, C tier. Hopefully this video provides insight to what parks are out there in Los Angeles, which I've skated. I haven't skated all Los Angeles skate parks, but these are the ones that I've skated and I can give you a valid opinion on. Be sure to check out eveningmob.com, pick something up. If you want to use Homies15 at the checkout, you'll get 15% off, and I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers for watching.